So, there is something I wanted to share with you some time ago, but I was hesitating. I was thinking if this is something my audience would be actually willing to watch, if you would understand me, if you would take this seriously and try to not judge me. So, some time ago, I decided to make one very stupid decision that changed my life for several months and forced me to forget in many situations about my duties. It stole my time, my sleep, and probably even health. This was something that I may call a drug, something that drastically reduced my productivity, something that once you try it, you then want to experience it again and again and again, regardless whether you are at home, at work, in your bed, or sitting on the toilet. I'm ashamed when I'm now thinking about that. I've never thought something like that would happen to me, as I position myself as a mentally strong person, but everyone sometimes has these moments of weakness, and exactly right then, at that moment of weakness, the temptation attacks you. Suddenly, silently, and without any force. And before I tell you what this thing is that I was addicted to, I want you to know that it may happen to everyone. Probably even you are addicted to it right now, but you just don't realize that. But I don't judge you. There's nothing wrong with you. It's not a crime. Yes, some time ago I got addicted to this mobile game called Angry Birds. I installed it on my phone, on my tablet, and whenever I had spare time, I just played it and couldn't stop. The funny thing is that the last time I had any game installed on my computer or my phone was more than 10 years ago during my studies. But a couple of months ago, when I wanted to show Angry Birds to my daughter, I just got swallowed by this game and started to play it everywhere and anytime. And as I mentioned before, I even installed it on my tablet to be able to play when my phone's battery was dying. That was so crazy. I'm sure half of you now is like, man, I thought it meant something more serious with this addiction, not a mobile game. But believe me, that was an addiction. I couldn't stop playing. I was doing it even during some boring calls at work. Guilty. But one day I finally realized that my time that I was usually spending on my YouTube channel and other random things was totally dominated by this stupid game. And I don't know why it has the WHO logo, as it has nothing to do with health. Probably they had some temporary collaboration before, but I haven't noticed anything healthy in this game. So there was just one decision that I could make. I realized that around 10 years ago I actually made exactly the same decision for exact same reason. I'm not that kind of person who can play for 10 minutes and then just stop doing that. Probably you are. And that's okay, that means that mobile games are totally fine for you. But for me, the only right decision that I could make was to uninstall it from all my devices and never do it again. Not hide it among other apps, not setting up time limits, no. Only this radical step was able to help me, and it worked. I'm just not created for games. I used to play a lot when I was a kid, but now it would be just a life killer for me. Because when I think what could I have accomplished during this time that I've spent throwing the birds into the pigs, I just get terrified that my life is passing by and I'm not using it to make a difference, to make some impact on this world, even by doing such videos. And this is my advice to you as well, guys. If you play some mobile games that take a lot of your time, you know that, but you don't know what to do about that, I have a proposal. Uninstall your game or games for at least 3 days. And see what happens. How much time would you suddenly get out of that? Have you obtained more freedom after doing that? Write down your answers in the comments section. I'm really curious to hear your stories and see if there are more people who've experienced the same issue. Well, thanks for stopping by for this short vlog, guys. Hope you find it interesting despite a clickbait title. Don't use much of your time for mobile or video games. Better think about the impact that you can have on this world instead, and then you'll get much more satisfaction from your alternative time spending, I promise. And on this optimistic note, I wish you a great morning, day or evening. and see you in the next one. Cheers. Oh, my little birds, you're so tired. Oh, come to me, yes. My little birds.